This is Tony Jeffries and you're watching Sporting Icons.
This is our official press conference for our show on the 9th of December. That's happening here at the Hilton Hotel in Gateshead. So tonight I'd like to thank Phil for coming along today.
It's absolutely mate. It's up to 98 ways. It's getting there.
Massive big thank you to Phil for helping me personally over the last few years and jumping on board with us with the promotion side of things to help us out and guide us along the way since he's been doing it for a decade now. The fighters who are boxing on tonight are all here today. So I'd like to introduce them from left to right. On the end here we have Rico, Samba, Wallace, Nathan Cummiskey, Andy Simpson, Ray Simpson, and Matty Stork at the end there, who's come on board with short notice to jump on this show and try and boost his career as much as we can as well. Even though Matty doesn't train with he's still a massive part of this promotion company in the future. Because I like to get the lad, he's a decent lad, works really hard, and I like to try and help him in his career if I possibly can with my lads, you know. So massive thanks for Matt to jump on it.
Thank you.
Basically we're just going to open up to the media, and if you want to ask any questions, just fire them ahead please.
Question to Matt. From our last press conference, is there anything that's changed? Is there anything that you've had to take into account for this press conference going forward?
Basically just to get with the venue, let the lads have a look around, see what it's all about on the night. So today, hopefully pushes them towards that. Obviously to bring Phil into this one as well, because it's a joint promotion between me and Phil and our promotion company. So it's just to get everybody used to seeing everybody.
Phil, it's great to see you back. I thought you were retired.
Well, I've come out of Newcastle, haven't I? No, I've known Matty for a few years. He's a breath of fresh air to me with the boxing. Obviously, you can do the same. I went to Newcastle because it's working with these Georges, it's hard work, you know. So I'd rather stick with the Mattins all my age. So it's a really breath of fresh air, Matty doing the boxing. I'm sure he does well because like look at the flashness, like I never have days in mind. I get a cup of tea at my show, you know. You charge 40 quid for a ticket and that's it, you know.
No, it's flashing, isn't it?
No,
nice.
no, Matty's having a go and he's doing the job properly. I remember this brings back years ago when I first started, I had the press conferences and that, I didn't see enough time for them now, like, you know. I'm chuffed to bits of Matty's doing all Newcastle, he's got big plans, like. See, I hope it works as well when you start losing a few quid, that's when it hurts, you know what I mean? Because like, it's not cheap to put these shows on, and he's grafted like mad on his show, because he's obviously I've been helping out with keeping him right with officials. He learned after the first show, like, his boys are hard training, he seems to have got a kind of set up here, and he's I'm able to go down, really, you know what I mean? So it's just Newcastle, that's why, you know, I'm a
Oh yeah, mate.
It's good. I know he's got plans for next year as well, and I think all these boxing's on a highlight because I've got 3 shows as well this year to come up, and I just think next year is going to be a big year for boxing next year. It really is, and it's what the kids want. Just hopefully they'll get a few promoters where the kids are not able to sell the tickets, because that's a hard job. People don't realise these kids have got to sell the tickets to get on the ticket show, and it's hard work, you know. They've got the training and they've got to sell the tickets because at the end of the day, Matty only sell. I've got the luxury of these TV companies that chuck the big bucks at them, you know. So looking forward to the show, and it's going to be a good show. And classically sell the show out as well, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Music promoters is when he said show sell out, you know. I mean, they're a good night. The boys are all training well for it, so I'm happy to be working with them.
Just have you got any updates on Marty Ward? Not Marty Ward.
Tommy. I retired about 2 years ago. So
Tommy Ward.
I have, but I've got updates. There's some news coming out, but like I say, this is about Matty's show.
Yeah.
That show. You can talk about outside. We want to talk about it, but the main thing is, it's Matty's boys' show. Not about my boys in the next show. The time will come for that. But it's all about these boys at the top table.
Yeah, of course.
Talk about the other boxers. Well, after the press conference, you know.
Yeah, of course, mate. I've got a question for Ray. Ray, it looks like you've lost about 10 stone. But what's your secret?
Yeah, just getting in the gym every morning, training and eating correctly. No alcohol, living a clean lifestyle, and the weight's just coming off steady. Down to 15.2 now, so hopefully for my second fight I'll make cruiser comfortably in the 91 kilo.
So you're feeling good at that
Yeah,
this weight now?
Fit, strong, fast.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
I need to speak to him after this fight. Yeah, but lose a bit weird.
Yeah, same.
I think that's new, Matty. Obviously, with all the the COVID stuff that's been going on, I think a couple of lads have been ready for quite some time now. But they've been, feeling forced that they haven't been able to box. How do you think mentally they'll handle that and they'll be all right on the night?
I think they will. Obviously, you know yourself, like when you've been with my gym, it's quite a positive gym. There's no negativity there, so the lads I'm working with 100% commit, listen to it, take on board what we're trying to coach them. They've got trust coming, and unfortunately things are out of our hands, so there's not much we can do with that. But what I can say is every one of them has kept faith, kept the training going along brilliantly, listening to the coaches, implementing stuff that they've been working on, and then we've been gone away to sport. They've been practicing this, what we've been working on, and it's working. So the trust's there, 100%. Like I said, I can only show the fighters what to do, and what I actually did. And every one of them have been well and beyond what I expect for this time of them. I mean, to say that even made a pro debut yet, and like some of the spawn that they've done, a lot more experienced fighters, and fighters that are fighting for world titles soon as well, and they've done more than hold on with these kids. So they're in positive places, they feel happy, and I'm always there at the end of the phone, regardless of whether they speak with boxing or not, and all that. So they've been really positive, They've helped me as well.
Question for all the boxers up there at the top table. Just how much of a help is it having other lads in a very similar position? Matt's just mentioned, so made pro debuts in the early stages of your career. How much does that spur you on in the gym?
Matt, you want to answer that, Matt?
I think it helps, but at the same time, you've just got to be ready to jump in the ring no matter what, They were a good bunch of lads. I spar with a few of them, and there's a lot of positivity, but we're fighters at the end of the day. We've just got to get in there, do the business. Everyone up here is focused 100%, and yeah, we're all expecting big things.
Do you want to answer that, mate?
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of good lads in the gym all doing tech sparring and working with each other every day. And we're all in the same boat, all the debuts coming up, so it's been a great help.
It's good to start with all Pakistan on the same night. Well, most of us would be good. Sparring each other out, it's nice to be on the same night as each other, all especially we go around now. That's another bit of it.
Like lads have said, we're all bouncing off each other in the gym, and yeah, we're all somewhat at the start of our careers, so it's good to all be in a similar place, and I can speak on all the lads, all chomping at the bit to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long time coming for everyone, really. Obviously the COVID situation and stuff like that, but it's a feel-good place, so yeah, everyone's ready to go.
Well, like what everyone said, iron sharpens iron, so we're going to work together, working hard, and we're making a good show.
A question for Matt will also spread across the rest of the guys as well. When boxers are turning over, there's a lot of excitement, anticipation for the first couple of fights, and then it can sometimes become a hard slog after that because you've got to keep selling the tickets. You've got to keep selling tickets when people in your region and your local area are also selling tickets, so there's a bit of competition there as well. With the way this has been started here, with the support that Matt's got, obviously with Phil as well, in terms of beginning your journey, where the same challenges might not quite be the same. There's the sponsors that are on board to be coming on board for next year. What sort of expectations have you got where you can fully focus mainly on the boxing rather than having to sell tickets on the day before your fight and things like that, where you just focus on your training 100% and just on yourself? But in terms of, like you say for myself, Matt, in terms of what difference will that play for the fighters?
Well, especially on like our show, it's going to be a small hall for the next 2 years, and we'll sell them out every single show, and the fighters haven't got to really worry with selling tickets. They're not in here to make a short book quick, in here for the longevity. Every one of these lads on this stage tonight are here because they actually want to do something in the sport and actually got ambitions to win stuff. And then we're quite willing to make a few sacrifices along the way. And if anyone can sell tickets and it's better on a ticket deal, they'll come and see me about that. But ticket deals, like for us at our end, there isn't a thing. There's a ticket deal on our shows. It's like that's what you're getting paid, and that's in all lads from the start. And obviously people who me and the rest of the promotion company know really well, have got their own businesses and things like that, and we'll be lucky that they can come in and help out, and they'll be helped out in the future as well.
And it's massive. I mean, obviously in terms of, Phil will tell you, in terms of the local shows, putting the shows on are so challenging, like you say, when you've got all the expenses, which obviously Phil's helping you with in terms of navigating that. But in terms of being able to do that from the start with all the guys, it's just such a bonus for them.
It is, and I dare say that like the lads that sell tickets anyway, because they're quite popular lads, you know. So if we can add to that, on top of that, it's only going to benefit these lads, because regardless of on a ticket deal or not, they'll still get a wage off us.
To the fighters, that must be such a removal of pressure. How does that feel to you boys? That's anyone.
Feels like a way off, to be honest. Like I'm boxing on Saturday and selling tickets for that. It's you know, you're chasing people for money and whatever. I'm sure all boxers know the dance for that one. It makes us feel like I'm working my sales job that I left to become a boxer. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'll be a relief to just know that all I've got to do is do my job and train and be prepared for the day. So it certainly takes the weight off.
I've got a question for Matt Stark. We've got a mutual friend, James Watling.
Yes.
For the people who don't know, could you explain what's it like coming from a small hall show with the white collar to the pros? For the people who don't know, could you maybe explain what the process is like and how do you feel about it?
I suppose it's been a big transition. Certainly the quality of opponents, changes dramatically. But the way I look at it, I've always trained like a professional myself. So in that regard, I don't see it as that big of a step up. But certainly, the small hall shows, you get a good atmosphere and stuff. But we're expecting that on both of these shows as well, because I'm boxing on the third on Phil's show, and then I'm boxing on Matty's show as well. Both, like I say, thank you to both of you for having me on the shows. So yeah.
And that's your plan, just to fight as many times through the year as you can?
Yeah, I'll get these two shows out of the way, not looking past, not looking at the new year, too much just yet. But who knows what can happen next year, maybe it's area table if it becomes available. Just got to get the win though. Got to get the win on both shows. Got to look good. Got to show my boxing skill. Show everyone who's watching, what I'm about. You only get one shot at this, so I want to make some noise. I want to give it everything.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So Matt, as a boxing coach, how much of a benefit is the promotion side as well? Now that you're able to have that control over who your boys are fighting and when they're getting out?
It's absolutely massive to get their careers the best I possibly can, because when you're just coaching somebody, you depend on everybody else to do their work and get your lads out, so it can be tough. But in respect, in the past. That's why I worked so well with Phil, because Phil's really helped me massively when I was just a coach starting out. To get the lads on his shows all the time for us, and that helped us down the road with the lads as well. So like for me, Phil is was a breath of fresh air for us then, and he still is now. So
He's got that for a
that's his only downfall,
Matty, I'm interested now that you've got your own promotion company up and running, and you have that sort of control over your fighters. Where do you stand on possibly taking some of them on the road? Is that something you want to do, or do you want to keep it local to start off with? Where's your thoughts on that?
Well, for the next 12 months, I want to keep them at home, let the feel away. But if the right opportunities come on the road, we'll take them as well. There's not a lot of yellow who hasn't got any ambitions, and to push on in the career, you might have to take a fight on the road, and all these lads will be all willing to do that. They've got belief in themselves as well, and like a lot of these lads have had a decent amateur career as well, so they know what the game's all about. So there'll be no risk with the fight. I think at the right time comes along, we'll take it.
It's a question for Matt. At what point do you say enough is enough for the pros coming in? So you've got all the guys up here now. Is there such thing as having too many pros in the gym?
It's all about the infrastructure behind it.
Right.
So it's like the lads who are helping in the gym, like the other coaches. There's 4 other pro coaches now in the gym as well. The promotion side of things, there's 4 working on that. We couldn't have done it without each other. I couldn't have done it all on my own, especially with the coaching side of things. So hence why I've approached the other 3 lads who I can trust 100%. That's come on board, and they're absolutely doing a cracking job. Today, I didn't have much input for this side of things today, but the other lads did, and that's the way it's going to run. If I'm busy training the lads in the gym, I can't be tired of doing everything else. So the balance is good there,
And it's great to see Phil back, and what's it like having Phil as kind of a mentor going into 22 to 23?
It's great. From the very first day I met Phil, we got on really well. And the thing I like with Phil is he's straight as a die, he just says it how it is. And that's the way I like to work with people. I don't like people that come up and promise you this, that, the other, and then it never materialises. And while that's a tough game that way, but there's a lot of people in their game that are like that. And they just want to cut corners too short. I'm wearing it for the longevity, so it's we're not going to be cutting any corners or anything. So, but Phil's been great over the years. He has helped us with every single fight I've had, so I can't really complain with anything he's done for us,
Thanks.
Hey Phil, before the lockdown period, we had a chat, and you were saying that you're always toying with the idea of just walking away from it all. But with the amount of shows that you've got coming up now,
I'm walking away every time I get the costs.
But what's the new motivation now then?
No, I've been dealt with problems and that, and then I did pack in, and then I went to the show, and I just seen that I got the booze back, so I kind of pack in now where I've got that many units, I'll be letting them out there. So when I'm ready to tap my man, I'll move them out of in. So I'm still taking the wear, so I've just got that many boxes I don't want to let them down, that's all, If I didn't have my own business, I would have definitely packed in, because I would have ended up skinned. So where my business partner is like golfing and flying, golfing, my hobby's boxing. So I've stuck with it. I've seen it come and gone, but still a last man standing. But Matty text me, man, know when I'm ready to retire.
That won't be for a long time, will it?
Totally, you might be with you.
Thanks for that. And Matt, how have you found the whole process of promoting your first show?
I've been in the game a long time, but people didn't realise that. Because I'm probably one of the quiet people. I just behind the scenes, I just pop on. And it's nothing I haven't seen before. I'm not a game inside out, and people, there's people who think they know the game inside that haven't been in the game long enough to do that. So it's eye-opening, don't get me wrong. But I knew that when I went into it. Hence why I've got a team round us that I felt confident and I could trust and get into it wholeheartedly. And that was the next step, realistically, for the gym to take.
So when will we make an announcement on your next show?
Well, I can make an announcement today. We're going to go on the 26th of February next year. We're already working on that show already. We've got the venue booked. We've got things in place. We've spoken with the potential sponsors for that as well. So there's a few sponsors already on board for that one as well. So that'll be like we're never just working on the December show. To us now, like that's done. Just waiting for fight night to happen. So we're moving on to the 26th of February. And the beauty with that is there's 4 weeks. So we're already working on the May show as well. So we never stop. We never stop.
And just to clarify, this show is now sold out. There's no more tickets left.
No.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Realistically, we could have sold this show 3 or 4 times over. The demand was unbelievable. I know an demand like it. So hence why the 26th of February is looking quite promising.
Is it going to be a bigger one then? Bigger venue? Or?
It's a bigger venue. It's not massively bigger, but once again, the sponsorship deals could be put in place to secure the downfall footfall come through the door. So.
And again, one thing that I always get from yourself, Matt, and even more so recently, is it's the team ethic. It's obviously you're like the front man of this promotion, but you've obviously got a team behind you, which it couldn't be done without that. And obviously working with Phil, it's one thing with North East Boxing's always been, there's been a few rivalries in there, hasn't there, Phil, over the years?
Matty's done the show himself, I've done an excellent job. I've just made my phone cards and I'm not keeping who's who. I'm not taking any credit off for the show at all. It's Matty's show, it's Matty's big day, not my big day. I'm just a name, I've just helped him. His boys have set this show around. Like, I haven't done anything really, I've had a few phone calls and give me advice. The owner, this is a good owner. The manager's a good end of mine. So I'm just, obviously, when you start out, the cost-wise is horrendous. These local sponsors, I just don't want to, if people take the pickle on his first show, which is clever enough as it is. So cost-wise, I'm just a hungry jack for the cost-wise. I screw them down and I want him to give me stuff with guys because this is a cost of fuel bowl. You know, and he said, but the boys who was working for him have done a great job, you know, and it's great for his boys because I'm fortunate enough for son and I've been doing this since 2008. I haven't any sponsors. I think I get one sponsor for the Stadium of Light. He's lovely. I wish I would get sponsors there, but over the son of Warpool, you know, not like Newcastle, you know, the richest football club in the world, you know, we all skint, you know. Me and I was in my shop after the way there, you know, well, skint. No, they're doing a great job, man, they're doing a great job, and I'm doing nothing, just a few footballs.
But again, it's a team effort, everybody working together.
Oh, they are, right, like, see on the phone, it is, they've done a great job, you know, the four of them have done a great job. He's got all of that singing from the same sheet, you know, like I got all the Chilme and he gets all the good guys, you know, so he's doing an excellent job anyway. He doesn't make the name, but he's done his already.
Yeah, I don't know if many of us were on the scene at the time when I had the Black Flash promotion show at the race course. Realistically, like me and Keith at the time, we organised the Newcastle end of that. So everybody's seen how good that show was and how smooth that run. And the compliments I got after that show was absolutely tremendous as well, you know. So it's like it's nothing new. We've been putting like shows on for years, amateur shows and things like that. So there isn't any difference to organising it. Obviously, just the cost, like Phil says, is massively different. That's all.
When are you hoping to announce all the opponents?
Soon as we get them.
The opponents I've got a show Saturday, but all you still got match. So the opponents, you know, yourself, you can't see it over fight because people start matching them next couple of weeks. You know, but you know, you box yourself, you've shows to pull out. Like he was matched on our show and he's that got stopped. So he's he kind of really knows opponents a few weeks back, you know, before the show because the change all the time.
This is a question for all the boxers. For the people who don't know, when does your training taper off? I know you're all at different levels of your game, but I think it'd be interesting to hear when does the training start to taper off, or are you still going full steam ahead? But so what's the story? Anyone first? Enrico?
Still full steam ahead.
Still full steam ahead, yeah.
Just keep working hard until the day and just get a few days to kind of reset and ready to go. Same as Rico, really. Just keep everything ticking along till the 9th.
I just do what the boss tells me. So whenever Marty says really take a day off or you warm down, whatever, just listen to orders. But generally speaking, for people who wouldn't know, it's the last week you begin to taper down, and all the hard graft's done before that. It's just about keeping the mind and the body sharp. Then, but yeah, just listen to Matt.
Brilliant, thanks a lot. Andy?
Yeah, push for the next 3 weeks. Get a weight down, and the last week just ease down. Probably 2 days before the fight, so not doing much at all, just relaxing, recuperate energy back up for the night.
Yeah, it's full steam ahead at the moment, training twice a day. Like I say, a week before the fight, you start slowing it down a bit. You're still training hard. Maybe the day before or 2 days before the fight, you just break a sweat in the gym, a bit shadow boxing. But you also got to listen to your body. If your body's telling you you need a rest day, then rest, and then.
I am training every day, flat out. I might be fighting heavyweight at this weight, like I can't get the weight off. But no, I'm joking. Just in the gym every day, and again, listen to your body. If I need a rest, I'll have a rest. I've sparred heavy in the last couple of weeks, and I needed to take a couple of days off Thursday and Friday. I trained yesterday, trained today already, so until that last week, that's when I'll really taper off, you know.
Thanks.
With all that training, who's the most competitive in the gym?
Maddie.
No, yeah. Every one of them's competitive. There's been some kind of wars there, but technical wars as well. So, but every one of these fighters are more than capable, as everybody will see on the 9th of December. You know, hopefully they'll see Nathan next week before that. So, we'll see how capable these lads are. You know.
Question for all the fighters, double barrel question really. In terms of, so for your fans out there, and for your future fans who will be able to watch you back on YouTube who don't make it along, what are you planning to bring on December the 9th? And what are your plans moving forward in the boxing after that? We'll start with Rico.
Well, it's simple. December 9th, come in, do the business. For the future, it's just go, taking over step by step from known areas to British English. So we're trying to take it over. Wonderful job to do. Bring all the towels back up north.
Not as exciting as Rico's. Take each fight as it comes, basically. I'll get named the librarian in the gym, so I'll be bored. It's going to take each fight as it comes, basically. And that'll be it. Hopefully, some excitement for you on the 9th, and then let's take it from there.
Brilliant. December the 9th, bring one of them, and just see what happens. It's, I'm just going to be me, do my thing. We've all got different styles, so you're probably going to see a mix of different boxing abilities and stuff. But it's going to be fun, so don't miss it.
Just gonna go and do what I do, go in there and box. not looking on to about what I'm going to do in the future. I'm just going to go in there and go in the box and then look forward to getting the next fight and now stuff like that.
Yeah, like you said, just get out there and do the business and get that first win out the way there, and then just go from there, process from there.
Well, this is the entertainment business, so I want to entertain, you know. I come out with me wool-fed mask, try and make some noise, you know, you love it or you hate it. So, yeah, just try and make as much noise as possible, you know. But focus on the win. It's all about getting those wins.
This is a question for Matt. Where does the wolf motif come from? Inspiration? Where does that come from?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, right.
I got a bit obsessed with it, and you changed my name to Stark. King in the North, that's my nickname, so remember.
Nice one.
We'll see what happens.
I'm done.
Question for Matty, or the guys, you can see they're all in good spirits. A lot of the time when you get guys turning over, it's the tried and tested sort of answer when you're coming through, but you can just see that the guys are happy. The guys are relaxed. Why is that? Is there anything that you do in the gym in terms of the camaraderie, the atmosphere?
Maybe it's because I'm happy. So if I'm happy, they must be doing something great. Generally, every one of them are positive as anything. They bounce off each other. It's like everybody in life, while they're down days, up days. But this is something that I really want to do with their careers, is push it on as a professional fighter. And everyone has got aspirations, so if you can't enjoy a job that you love doing, to be in that job. Every one of these lads love what they do. There's never any complaints of them, they'll spar anybody. You know, like his knee pulls, or sparring in the day. I've seen it all happen in the past with fighters. These lads couldn't care less. It's all about learning for them until they get to their levels. So, not everyone else happy in what they're doing. They try and make it as a friendliest gym we can for people coming in. Not just the lads a day. You know, we've got like quite a few other boxers in the gym and masters in the gym who just feel exactly the same. So it breeds a good environment.
Definitely. Keeps you coming back as well, doesn't it?
Let's see how my 60th birthday, mate. It's your 60th birthday today.
Oh yeah, it's Phil's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
See, you got a new shirt. Drinks on, Phil.
There will be later on.
Anybody got any more questions?
Quick question for Andy and Ray. How does it feel like being like having your debut, like as your brothers together? Like, do you feel more comfortable together? Does train together, or like?
Yeah, well, it's just an extra plus, isn't it? Boxing and making your debut on the same show. I mean, we boxed on the same show before in amateurs. It was really exciting. I'm decided he was boxing first, actually, so you get this exciting to watch him fight, or he's watching me fight, and vice versa.
The last time I fought was West Benton,
Yeah.
years ago. Both got Boxer of the Night awards and that, so nice to do it again.
Yeah, brilliant.
Do you know the last brothers to box on that pro show together in the northeast? On a pro show?
Wards.
Final one for Matt. Obviously, it's like you're starting with this. And it's quite a big statement to be starting with this. What are your plans for the next few years?
As a promotional company, the plans are obviously over the next 2 years is to be a success on the shows that we've got booked in and putting on. And then hopefully, if them shows run successfully, I have no doubt whatsoever These lads will be running along successfully alongside that, and then obviously we want to step to the next level then. So then we will be looking to play bigger shows. Hopefully attract TV companies, things like that to come along and start working with as well. But to start off with, we've got to do it right from now. So we've got a product there that we can take along to any commercial TV company and just say, look, this is what we're all about. You know, give it a chance. Come along to our shows, see what we're about. You know, these lads deserve as much chance as any GB fighter. They put the graft in just as much as any of them. So why should them get on the headlines and fight on all these big shows straight away? We've all got to start somewhere. You know, and all these lads have boxed most of them anyway in amateur game. So just because they haven't boxed for a GB squad, doesn't mean to say that any less for a fighter.
Has any... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm finished.
Has anyone in the crowd got any more questions they'd like to ask?
That's it. Right.